Good evening, my Roslins and Rozikins. Mother is back. And in this video, I want to talk about the phrase, you're not ugly, you're just poor. But what if you're pretty and poor? Because that exists too. So, a lot of times people like to sum up the beauty of a woman, a beautiful woman, to, an increase in resources and saying they have money. That's why they are beautiful. Their beauty comes from their wealth, it comes from their access to certain procedures that creates a more beautiful body over time. But I would beg to differ. As pretty girls, we live a different life. And a lot of the women they try to play this shit with in media, especially because I see this like on TikTok, on YouTube, where people say that most times are pretty before they even start beauty, enhancements and beauty surgery if they choose to do that, or beauty procedures, or of the lifestyle of elevating their beauty when they get the wealth and the fame and all that stuff. And I honestly think that the phrase, you're not ugly, just poor, is at times, most times, a cope, right? And that's not to say that certain people have not done a whole entire 180 with their looks after they've gained wealth. I'm not saying that. But what about the other side of this, where you've always been pretty and you just use the resources to elevate you to a whole nother level of beauty? A great example I think of is Beyonce. I look at some of her older pictures versus now, and she still has that same radiance and beauty, but it's elevated where you can tell that over time she is has enhanced, evolved, ascended with her beauty, right? And within each era of her beauty journey, she has still um, killed it, has been flawless in each era. And I'm pretty sure I'm seeing this also with Meg the Stallion. I see that as well with her trajectory as well. And I think that she is gorgeous. I think that Meg the Stallion is gorgeous. As you all know, I love these two Southern women so fucking much. They are bad bitches and queens. And so for me, and there are other exotical celebrities that I can think of that have also done the same, but the ones that inspire me on sight are really those two. Because I love the fact that they just keep with their beauty. That inspires me on site with their beauty are those two. Because I love the fact they just keep elevating, right? And when people try to say that someone was ugly before fame, when you know damn well as a fellow pretty girl that they were always pretty, it really gets to me because it's like, how dare you roaches try to lie on, like, you know, to lie on these women, right? Oh no, I said roaches. I hope that doesn't mean someone thinks I'm colorist against my own. I'm ready as hell. My own skin tone, that is. Not my own people, my own skin tone. Um, okay, let me not. I mean, is it okay when I say roaches since I am, not light skinned? I'm ready as hell. Oh my god, the hypocrisy. Even when I'm literally just talking out loud. This is what I say. If you say someone's a roach, just say they're a roach because you don't fuck with them or because you think that they don't have the pretty privilege they speak of. But just because someone calls you a roach, whether they're light, brown, or dark, does not mean that it's because you're dark. It could mean because you literally are acting and looking like, most likely, with that attitude, a roach. Let me not. Okay, cool. So my thing is this, right? For those pretty girls out there who are listening, who understand my Roslins, okay, who understand that they have beauty before their wealth increases, I want you to know that that phrase, one ear out the other. Because when you start to ascend to your next level of beauty, people are going to try to humble you by saying that the beauty that you have now found within yourself at a different level, that you have cultivated, that you have earned, that you have ascended to, is only due to wealth. No, there was always a natural beauty there, a stunning beauty, a magnetizing um, beauty, a hypnotizing beauty that was always there, a destined beauty that you've always had ever since you were a little girl. And that's not to say that you haven't gone through rough patches too, right? I talk about beauty adversity. It happens to the most chosen of us, where something comes and tries to knock us off our throne. Like, for example, I was so shocked to learn that Beyonce also deals with scalp psoriasis ever since she was a little girl. Because I was like, felt, although mine actually kicked in college, which was very interesting. And ever since then, I've been battling it, right? And so I was like, oh my God, like she totally gets like it. And for me, it's inspiring for me because I big chopped my hair like twice to try to deal with my scalp psoriasis. One to two times, but I think it was twice, but definitely at least once where I literally cut off my hair because I was like, okay, I need to get my scalp together. But seeing her growth journey and seeing how she like deals with her locks and the growth over time, over the decades and years, I just find it to be so inspiring for me because I'm on my hair growth journey again. And I still struggle with scalp psoriasis. And seeing her still be able to grow those beautiful long locks, even though she deals with the same thing I deal with, is like, damn, mother, you could do it too. And I know that sounds like dismissive, like, how does that inspire you? Because someone's growing, long hair, even though they deal with like scalp problems. Because, like, sometimes I'd be very fearful because I love my beautiful hair. My 3C4A hair gives me life. And so I want it to grow long. And I'm doing my herbal remedies, etc., my routines, etc., being patient, being healthy with what I eat. And this is definitely a journey. So I will keep you guys posted over time. But it just makes me feel seen. And, with her sacred, um, hairline. Is it sacred? Yeah, sacred hairline. I think that that's very, very thoughtful of her to like know the journey of dealing with scalp issues with growing long beautiful hair and still coming on top anyway. And I think that that helps her connect to people like me who deal with beauty adversity but is still a bad bitch, because she also deals with beauty adversity. Pride is kept with certain things because she's very private and I totally respect it. But she still comes out on top regardless. And some could say it's due to her wealth, and I will say wealth does give her the advantage to get even more resources to combat certain conditions with her beauty adversities that she may face that the public doesn't really know unless she says it. But still, she's always had that beauty, regardless if she was famous or not. And so for me, this phrase here discredits a lot of beautiful women's beauty, their natural God given beauty, and it helps to have unattractive or ugly women cope, and men cope with the fact that a beautiful woman can exist, can thrive without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to cultivate their beauty. Another thing that I realized too with beauty is that celebrities spend so much money, time, energy into their beauty. And as well, I feel like this, right? I know I'm destined to be wealthy. I know I'm building my wealth. However, currently, I'm not at the stage and era and level I want to be at financially to the point where I can have the same luxury of doing that, spending tens of thousands of, dollars a fucking month if I wish on like my beauty aesthetic and health and whatnot. And so they spend a lot of money. My thing, my Roslins who are listening, I want you to know, compare it to someone like Beyonce's level, who now has all this money, all these resources to keep up with her beauty and send it to the next level, right? And Meg the Stallion too. They spend tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, especially hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, probably tens of thousands a month, um, to keep up with their beauty and to elevate it. You and me, would you say, what if you're pretty but poor compared to their net worth currently? Not saying we are not on the journey to being wealthier and that we're not even wealthy yet, but the majority of us are still on that journey, especially if you're young in your 20s like me, right? We're still on the journey, but yet we still have this beauty, and people accuse us of so many different things and try to discredit our beauty. Meanwhile, we're not even spending that much money on our beauty compared to celebrities and people who have the wealth that already had natural beauty that they try to discredit as well. And so For us, when we hear the term, you're not ugly, you're just broke or poor, it's laughable because we're pretty and poor. So that lets me know and you know that it's not the money that makes this beauty shine, right? It's the gifts of destiny of beauty on our lives, our favor, that gives us our shine and our beauty, right? We were born with it. And you still have to cultivate it no matter if you have a lot of wealth or not, or in the beginning stages of building your wealth. But it just is funny how people literally just try to discredit a beautiful woman's beauty regardless if she's rich or poor, and try to chalk it up to the only reason that you have beauty is because of the money. When she had it when she was poor, she's had it all her life, despite the beauty adversity she's faced, right? And like Megan, when I love her song "Bigger in Texas," hey, and how she says, like, I look good, chubby, I look good, slim, ignoring the haters that speak on my body, this pussy in front of them, period. And how her beauty adversity for real was most likely her weight, right? Because she was a little chunky, curvy girl when she first got in there, and now she's slim, right? And her skin's better too, you know? So my thing is, yeah, they tried that shit with her as well to try to discredit her beauty. And she used her resources to elevate herself, and she's documented her journey of weight loss just like Beyonce did with her Coachella thing, and um, Megan documented her weight loss journey on her YouTube channel in the early beginning stages, and she shows it very much currently and usually recently and frequently on her TikTok, her Instagram, etc., where she posts herself working out in the gym, day in the lives sometimes, or little glimpses into her life on a daily. And like her diet, her green juices, she juices and drinks her protein shakes, etc., etc. And she sponsors herself and gets sponsorships with other, like with fitness wear, like I forgot what fitness wear she's partnered with, but she does different things like bikini lines and like workout clothes. Like she's big on the hottie boot camp, as she calls them and us, type of lifestyle where you in the gym hitting it. She even mentions being in the gym in her videos. So that doesn't cost a lot of money to fucking work out. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't cost a lot of money to fucking meal prep. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is put some respect on a bad bitch's name, okay? No matter if she's famous or like us, regular people, regular beautiful women navigating the world, regardless of our career paths. Because we don't need tens of thousands of dollars to be a bad bitch, honey. We are a bad bitch. But you see, when we get to a wealthy position and we can make our beauty even more magnificent, we do. And we elevate to more of a goddess, right? Type of level of beauty. And that's facts. And no one can tell me different. But this phrase here, you're not ugly, you're just poor, does not apply to us pretty women. It applies to mediocre women, average women, ugly women, but we are the outliers in that whole entire statement that seems to make, people who don't have pretty privilege feel better about themselves. That all of a sudden, if they got money, they would be a bad bitch. And you know what I keep thinking now? When I'm thinking about it, the more I talk, think of other celebrities who have money but still are not pretty. Let's think about it, for real, for real. Or they're out of shape, or they're this, or they're that. The point is, once a bad bitch, always a bad bitch. No matter where you find yourself in life, on the stage, in a sound recording booth, behind a gavel, whatever, in a courtroom, in a classroom, on a stripper pole. I don't fucking know. In your room, like wherever you find in a uniform, hey, wherever you find yourself in life, with whatever resource you have or do not have, you are still a bad bitch. And I think it's really a flex more than people realize when they try to compare us to celebrities. Like, oh, you're not so and so, you're not Meg Thee Stallion, you're not Beyonce. Why is her name even in the same sentence as us? When you think about it, it's because we have something to compare to. And people always try to humble us. They always want to humble the pretty ass woman to make us feel that our beauty was bought and not created. You know how Beyonce says in her song Ego? She's like, I would like to think that I was created. You know what I'm saying? Like, God took his time with me. Y'all took his time with me. I don't know what to tell nobody. Y'all took his time with you, my Roslins. You don't have to explain it. He took his time with you. It is what it is. Unless they are living that pretty girl lifestyle, they won't understand. And you know what I realized too? You can tell when someone understands the pretty girl lifestyle and when they don't. Because when you're having conversations, they just listen. They don't really add to it a lot. They don't talk their own shit because they don't, and probably realize they're not having that privilege in their life. They're not having that favor. They're not destined for beauty like you are. They might be, on the path to achieve beauty, but it's not something that they are. It's something that they're trying to get, right? And yeah, so I felt that when it comes down to beauty, you either have it or you don't. Money only enhances what was already there, unless you go Frankenstein in the doctor's chair, like some people do, where they become unrecognizable to try to chase after beauty and end up actually worse off most times than how they started, because it's better to be, um, cute than to be grotesque after you get all that stuff done, and it makes you look completely different, and you end up hating your body, or there are complications that come out of that. Like, people give people like Kim Kardashian a hard ass time. Kim Kardashian was always a bad bitch. This is why I'm just so confused with people. You guys talk shit about her plastic surgery and all this stuff, but it's one thing when you've always been a bad bitch and you just enhance yourself, change yourself for the better, right? Or sometimes for the worse, to your detriment, because you overdid it. That happens too, where a beautiful woman could get botched. But make no mistake, she was always a bad bitch at the factory reset start. There was never no, oh, I have to gain beauty by getting butt implants. I have to gain beauty by getting boobs. I have to gain beauty by getting plastic surgery on my face. No. Like Megan Fox, always a bad bitch. I don't understand. Naturally gifted that way. And so when people try to come for them and say, oh, she's only pretty because of surgery, your cope is loud as fuck. I just want you to know that I can't hear anything. I can't even hear the traffic outside the fucking window because all I hear is your cope. And so you might have had to do all those procedures to become pretty, but a lot of bad bitches never had to. They just chose to. And that's the gag. The gag is whether or not we get the resources to do all these procedures or not, we will still always be a bad bitch. Like, check those backs, man. I've been that bitch. It's Meg Thee Stallion says. I'm a hot girl. I do hot shit. Soon as income. Hey, I'm an outfit. I don't text quick because I ain't thirsty. This bitch is mad. They want to hurt me. Like, no. No. Check the throwbacks, man. I've been that bitch. Like, on y'all. Like, stop playing. Stop playing. And so, my advice to you, my Roslins, is understand that when you are finally in the position to glow up and use your money, right? When you are not poor in the way where you can't really invest in your beauty like you want to. Like let's say as an example, maybe you're someone who only gets your nails done twice a year by a professional. Okay, I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm cheap. Anyway, but I have my own like nail kits and stuff that I do my own nails with, when I choose to. Maybe when you get your financial glow up, when you become that quote unquote rich woman, that rich auntie, you use it to get your nails done once a month and then change it to like twice a month, every 2 weeks, whatever. Maybe you're someone, it will elevate your beauty to the next level because your nails will always be laid, professionally laid anyway, because you can still lay them at home, you know what I'm saying, and slay them. Let's say that you're someone who has struggled with acne and you've learned what works for your skin now, but now you want to take it a step further and get facials done now, probably once a month. So you invest that money now because you're a rich auntie type. You got your bag, girl. You're a rich man. And now you're elevating your beauty even further where professionals are helping you cultivate that flawless skin, right? That's you, honey. That's why I say get the bags, so you get the resources, so you can elevate that beauty. Doesn't mean you was never a bad bitch. It means now you're a better bitch and one day a goddess. Amen. So that's what you do. Let's say that you're someone like me who struggles with scalp psoriasis, or like my best friend, she struggles with alopecia. Maybe you're just trying to use remedies, natural remedies and stuff and whatnot, and you're kind of like limited on like hair care stuff. And then, you get the money so you can invest in like maybe a holistic doctor, someone who actually guides you in the right places if you want to do this holistically healing, or if you want medication, certain shampoos, or you see what people who might be famous, like Beyonce, what she uses for her hair, you're able to purchase like the sacred hairline or whatnot, because since she uses that, as she says, and she cultivated for women and for hair and whatnot, and has a long history of like hair care in her family through her mother Tina Knowles. Maybe you'll invest in buying her products, right? So these are things you can think of, right? Because I already know you're not working from a fucking depletion of beauty standpoint. You're not working from an impoverished level of beauty, okay? That's the gag. You're already working from a pretty privileged, like, set, like factory reset or factory set. Yeah, factory reset. You're already, your minimum. Like I said, your baseline is pretty. You literally woke up pretty. You're already working from that, honey. You're already working from that, my Roslins. And anything that's added to that will just enhance it. Period. Period. So this statement, you're not ugly, you're just broke, it's not even touching us. You're pretty and broke. And you're learning how to be a rich man. And if you see my rich man series, you understand what I mean by that. A woman that has resources, or a rich auntie, etc., whatever you want to call it. And now you're going to take your beauty to the next level, or you can become flawless with it in your own right, because you have the invested spirit. I mean, how do I say spiritual? Well, spiritual and financial access to beauty, as you could say, procedures, beauty resources, etc. So what I encourage my residents to do is always shoot for the stars. Even if you land on the clouds, shoot for the stars, no matter what. You're an alien superstar. I've been listening to Beyonce and Meg, Cocky as Fuck. Oh my god, you gotta listen to Meg, Cocky as Fuck. I know it's the oldest song she made when she first came out, but it hit so fucking hard. Especially Subliminals with Cocky as Fuck. It makes you feel like you're that bitch. And maybe that's why I'm on one, but I don't give a fuck, because it just affirms everything I already know and am. And that's why I think I really love that song. I fucks heavy with it. Cocky as fuck, everything about me cocky. Got face like a buddy, you name it, I got it. Hey! So whatever. So my point is, when it comes down to your beauty journey, your financial journey, know that you're already flexing on hoes. It's never been a question. You're already a pretty girl. Now you're about to ascend to being a badder bitch and one day a goddess. If you have an exotical in the limelight that you feel you relate to, or has like your beauty phenotype, look into them, right? Look at some of the procedures they might have had done, or that they like seem to really invest in. For Meg Thee Stallion, me and her have a similar body type. And so I know that the one thing that she invests in that really elevated her beauty above everything else is her health. Her health elevated her beauty. It wasn't all the money in the world, like, oh, she got this done, she got that done. No, no. It was working that fucking ass out, right? It was getting up in that fucking gym, getting in that kitchen, okay? And Beyonce, like, she's big on that too. It's the workouts. Nonetheless, health is the first thing, because you're very pretty. You just gotta make sure you stay slim and in shape, right? At least that's my beauty standard is Victoria's Secret model mixed with a little curve thing, like Elena Gilbert's from Vampire Diaries, Tyler type of energy. Like you could model like professionally, like on the runway, like a legit runway, not like, oh, I'm a plus size model. No shade to plus size models, but it's not like that. That's not the beauty standard I'm going for. I'm going for the beauty standard where you can literally take off your clothes, get on a runway, walk down there, people actually believe that you belong there, type of energy, right? And so for me, again, Skinny Legend series, for me, I think that that means everything. And so I realized that my body type and where I'm trying to go and am going to be with my health and my body is that you have to put the gym and diet first and make it a lifestyle. And then when you see, let's say for me, Meg Stein is one of like my beauty standards. But you all know Claudine Wolf is the ultimate brown to dark skin out on my eyes. She tops everybody. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. She is a werewolf. You know I love werewolves. She's a brown skin exotical, and then sometimes can look more darker skin, but she's brown skin nonetheless because she's not a cat noir. Cat noir would consider dark skin exotical type. Um, but Claudine is a brown skin exotical, and so I'm a brown skin exotical, and it makes sense. And she's fierce, and she is so thin, but she's athletic. So you have to understand. And my thing, my Rosalind's, like I tell you, make sure you look into different characters. Maybe you into anime like Meg Thee Stallion, right? And I like anime. You know, Attack on Titan is my favorite. But maybe you're into the Wings Club. Like Tyler looks like a Wings fairy to me, right? Maybe you're into certain fashion models like Naomi Campbell. I think her body type is gorgeous as well. Like she's someone else that inspires me. So it's about understanding what beauty aesthetic, what exotical is your it girl, right? Or what exoticals, whether they're fictional or real in real life, that have, moved people with their beauty. Pick an exotical, study her beauty, and see what aspects makes her beauty shine the most. And most times, 10 out of 10, the biggest thing is going to be their health and how often they take care of their body, right? Because you don't have beauty without health. And I want to always stress that. And I always circle back to this because it's so important. People try to spend all this money for different procedures. Well, the first thing you need to change is your lifestyle. Make your diet clean, whole foods, and go to the gym. Once you first start that, that will really take away a lot of shit. Like for me, like my face is getting slimmer. Remember I made the video? Pretty face, slimmer face, pretty face. With my, I think it was the I'm a Skin Legend one, where I talk about face fat and how it can distort your features, make your face look more puffy, and you can look like really crazy out in these streets. Like Carmelita Fox, I love her to death. She's a great person, and I love her videos because sometimes she shows her throwbacks and they don't look like the same person. And you can tell that the weight loss is what actually helped cultivate her beauty and took it to a step further. Now, she's always been a pretty girl, but she became like magnificent after she lost all that weight. And so for me, it debloats your face. So the first thing you want to start with is your health. You just got to start with it. You won't need as much Botox if you're going to be into that, or a facelift or anything else, and BBLs and all that. You don't really need that initially if you don't get like if you lose the weight, right? So let me explain. Like I have an associate that I know of who literally got a fucking BBL, but doesn't go to the gym and doesn't eat healthy. Explain that shit to me. How are you getting a BBL? How are you getting a beauty procedure at all when you don't even cultivate a healthy lifestyle? It's backwards as fuck. I say this to my Rosalynds like I've always said since day one. I support any of my Rosalynds who do want to get procedures done. But first, I say go to the bare bones of your natural beauty first. Run to the end of the earth first. Be in your natural beauty prime. And then decide, do I really need to get my face done? Do I need to change my nose? Do I need to get a tummy tuck? Or do I just need to lose some fucking weight and get my health together first and foremost and be radiant as fuck in my natural, beautiful, healthy body? And then we could go from there, because being healthy will help clear your skin. It'll grow your hair. So you won't even need to invest in as many wigs, different styles as much. And not saying that once you reach your, natural pinnacle of beauty, because I believe we all have a natural pinnacle of beauty. And then we bring on the beauty enhancements because again, our baseline is pretty, right? But you haven't even reached your peak natural pretty baseline yet. You literally are still withholding yourself back because of your lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Okay. You get what I'm saying, what mother is saying. And so you haven't even unlocked your natural beauty cheat code yet because you still have not done right by your natural beauty yet. And so when people try to tell me, oh, you're not ugly, you're just broke, for a pretty girl that was always pretty, but just poor, My thing is it's all about what you invest in and do it strategically to make the most with your, beauty ascension. So bottom line, my Roslins and Roskins, you are not ugly. You're just poor. You're pretty and poor, right? In the sense of you don't have all the resources in the world. Because I never speak that on my beautiful Roslins. I know you're going to be wealthy queens. But my thing is this. Currently, you might be struggling financially or just not at the financial freedom of being able to invest tens of thousands, even fucking 5K a month for your beauty, or even having a beauty fund like Mother speaks of that I'm just now being able to do at the age of 26, right? And to invest heavily more into my beauty and my natural glow up, right? You, my dear, are already working at the baseline of pretty because you have pretty privilege. Stay with me here, right? My thing is do it strategically, right? Do it strategically. Peak naturally by investing in your health first and foremost with your natural God given beauty, your destined beauty, as you naturally always do because, yeah, you just do. And then once you know you've hit, like, okay, this is my goal weight, this is the body I want it naturally, this is, my hair is at the length I want and all this stuff, start really investing in other things that will enhance it that are not natural, if that makes sense. And you don't have to do it that way, but that's what I encourage you to do so that you silence your body dysmorphia more than ever. And that way your coin really packs a punch with your natural beauty and with your beauty enhancements because you're already peaking just from diet and fitness alone, and good skincare practices, etc. And that's not to say that you can't also be peaking your natural beauty and using aesthetic enhancements because I do clip-ins with my hair, even though I'm on my natural hair growth journey right now after I had big chop like a year ago. I still do clip-ins. Sometimes I'll wear acrylic nails. Very rare, but I will put on press on nails when I'm lazy as fuck. I'll do that. I'm more of a gel nail type girl, yeah, but I will do press ons, every now and then. And you might still go get your nails done, get acrylics at the nail shop, get it professionally done. You might still go to a med spa, even though you're, like not where you want to be financially. And that is fine. Mother's not saying you can't do this coinciding. But if you are hell bent on your globe journey and trying to figure out what strategic way where, you are making that pretty go further, I say either coincide, do it both together, or you just work on the natural beauty first with peaking with your diet, exercise, and natural ways to curate that beauty of yours because you're already pretty. Again, it's not you trying to be pretty. You're sustaining your pretty because you were born with that pretty, but it's the way that you choose to elevate it over time to get permanent results with your beauty standard that you have within yourself that you want to look like, right? But that's mother's advice to you because I love you, my Roslins, and I know you be shitting on hoes without even having to pay like $1,000 a month, right? You shit on hoes with $50 a month. Let's keep it a buck. So because it's just who you are. You're just beautiful. You're a bad bitch. I mean, no one can take that from you, whether you're impoverished or rich. You will and were and will continue to be and will die a bad bitch. Let's keep it a buck. So it's not even one of those things. It's just like how you want to move as a pretty girl when you're not, ugly, but you're broke and pretty, right? So what I've said in this video, I hope it resonates. I hope that I kind of inspire you to think about your financial situation coinciding with your beauty and how they don't really equal each other at fucking all because you just are naturally beautiful, but how you can use your financial elevation to also elevate your beauty at the same time. And that it's not a crime because you're not a poser. You're a bad bitch that's elevating to a badder bitch and one day a goddess. And so you just got it like that. And most people want to understand, most people will hate on you, and most people try to gaslight your beauty that you've always had. If you do become famous and try to say, oh, well, she's only pretty because of this, she's only pretty because of that. Oh, well, because I can't tell you how many times I hear and see people under certain people's videos, like Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce especially, talking about, well, she can afford to, like, do that 44 day diet before Coachella to lose the weight when after she had her twins because she has dietitians, she has doctors, she has chefs. Bitch, get in the kitchen and go cook something healthy. Like, why are you hating? That woman is pretty regardless. She's always been a bad bitch. Like, I don't understand the logic here. Even with Megan, when she was bigger, try to play with her about her weight. She was still bad. I don't fucking get it. Like, Megan Stein has a beautiful body. Slim or chubby, fuck. And I would know I'm one of the same type. I'm the same type of brand. Okay, like I'm shaped this way, regardless if I'm skinny or if I'm chubby. And Mother has decided that skinny is where it's at for her. Skinny legend, a shout out to my future Victoria's Secret models. Shout out to my future Winx Fairy bodies. Shout out to my future fucking Monster High goals bodies. Okay, shout out to all you skinny legends to be. Okay, shout out to you, because we know that we love our skinny privilege. I mean, I'm like halfway there, damn near, to where of the goal weight that I want to be at. Halfway there to that journey. And I can't tell you how much my life has changed just from losing half of the weight that I plan to lose so far, right? And so it's been amazing. It's been a blessing. It has elevated my mindset. It has elevated my beauty. That's why my face looks smaller. It looks more chiseled. It looks more clear. My skin looks better. Like, everything is just better because I chose to, understand that if you want beauty, you have to have health. And I'm not saying that, all my listeners have to, if you have a Megan Stein body type, Beyonce body type like me, that you have to get to a Tyler body type or someone like smaller, like a Winx Fairy or Monster High Goal, like Claudine Wolf, the Claudine Wolf. Put some respect on her name. How? Anyway, but what I am saying is that it's my beauty standard. Your beauty standard could be Beyonce's body type. Maybe you're a bigger woman and you want to get down to Beyonce's body type, where it's like a thick Coca-Cola bottle, 16 ounce, not the 2 liter, right? No longer the 2 liter. You can do that too. You can do that too. And you know what? I want you to know you're still a pretty girl. I don't care what weight you are, you're gonna be pretty, right? Because you got a pretty ass face. The face card doesn't decline, but maybe the health will if you don't take care of that beautiful body. Am I right? Am I right? So Mother just wants you to make the best decisions for your health, for your beauty, and for that fucking wallet, honey. Because you ain't ugly, but you might be broken pretty, but not for long. And when you ascend financially, just know Mother always knew you was a wealthy queen. I knew you was a rich man. I just need you to know it and for you to do the work to get there. You know what I'm saying? But baby, your beauty will make a way for you because that's the favor y'all gave you for this very purpose. And I want to encourage you on your journey that no matter what anyone says, always understood you were always a bad bitch. Now you might have become a skinnier bad bitch, a healthier bad bitch over time, right? But you've always had that face. And so people can say what they want to say. People can try to sum up your beauty to beauty procedures when you was already stunting even before you had the money. But know that they're just trying to cope. And you are, baby, where it's at. With and without money. And with that, I'm just going to say ciao.